Good morning, students. Today we'll start with the next chapter, chapter 5, Hindu Undivided Family and Partnership. First, we'll see what is Hindu Undivided Family Business. Now, when you look at this picture, you will know what is HUF. Okay, so two or more families, they live together, they work together, invest all the resources, and they jointly do the business, and they jointly share the profits and the losses. So that type of business is known as Hindu Undivided Family Business, HUF. Okay, now this type of business is more common in India. So it is governed by a separate act. It is governed by a separate law is there to govern this HUF type of business. And in this HUF type of business, the ownership and the management is one and the same. Okay, it is not separate. Okay, now this business of HUF, it is controlled by the Hindu law. Okay, and the membership in this form of business, it is acquired only by birth. If a child is born in a HUF family, that child becomes a member of the family. Okay, or if suppose a male child is there in the family, and that male gets married to a girl, that girl becomes the member of the HUF family. Okay, now we'll see the meaning of HUF. When two or more families agree to work together, invest their resources and labor jointly, and share the profits or the loss together, then this family is known as composite family or HUF. Okay. Now, I told you the HUF is governed by the Hindu law. Okay. Now, in Hindu law, there are two schools to govern the HUF. There are two schools of Hindu law. There are two schools. For 1 mark they may ask. Of Hindu law. One is Dayabhaga law and the other one is Mitakshara law. Now, this Dayabhaga law is common in Bengal and Assam. Okay, and this Mitakshara law is prevalent in other countries. Okay, rest of the country. Now, according to this Mitakshara law, only the male, the son, gets the right by birth in the property of a joint Hindu family business. Okay, so means when a male child is born in a joint Hindu family, only the male child has the right to share the properties of the family. Okay, has the right in the property of the family. Now, it means when a son is born in a family, he acquires an interest in the property jointly held by the family. But today it has changed. Okay, today the Hindu Succession Act 2005 is applicable to all male and female members of HUF. But now even the female member has the right over the property of a family. Okay. Now we'll see what are the characteristics of joint Hindu family. First one, governed by Hindu law. I told you it is governed by Hindu law. There are two laws. One is Dayabhaga law and the other one is Mitakshara law. Okay. The business of joint Hindu family is controlled and managed under the Hindu law. Next, management. Now, the entire control over the business and the management of the business is done by the senior most male member of the family. And this senior most male member of the family is called as the Karta or the manager. And the other members in the family are called as the co-partners. Okay. So, all the affairs of a joint Hindu families are controlled and managed by one person who is known as Karta or the manager. And the Karta is the senior most male member of the family. The members of the family have full faith and confidence in Karta. Only Karta is entitled to deal with the outsiders, but other members can deal with outsiders only with the permission of the Karta. Okay, so all the decisions is taken by the Karta, and the Karta is the one who deals with the outsiders. But if he gives permission for the other members, they can also deal with the outsiders. Okay. Now, membership by birth. So, when a child is born in a family, he automatically becomes the member of the family by birth itself. There is no need for any consultation or agreement. Okay. So, the membership of the family can be acquired only by birth. As soon as a child is born in the family, the child becomes the member. Membership requires no consent or agreement. Next, liability. So, you know what is a liability? Liability means the amount which we owe to the outsiders, which we are supposed to give to some person as for the loan availed. Okay. Now, I just explain with an example. A is one member in the HUF. Okay. B is another member. So, A has invested 2 lakhs in the business. B has invested 1 lakh in the business. Okay. And C has invested 1,50,000 in the business. Okay. And C is the Karta. Means the senior most person in the family. C is the Karta. And they are supposed to give 5 lakhs to ABC Limited. Okay. 5 lakhs they are supposed to give. In that case, A is liable only to the extent of 2 lakh. Maximum A has to give only 2 lakhs. B has to give only 1 lakh, not beyond that. Okay. B is supposed to give only 1 lakh. Okay. Whereas C is the Karta, so C has to give 1,50,000 plus that extra amount. Okay. So 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakh 50 plus 50,000 he from his personal property he has to give to ABC. Hope it is clear. That means A's liabilities is limited, B's liability is limited, but C's liability is unlimited. That is, his personal properties is also taken off to repay the loan. Okay. So, A, the member of the family, the co-partner, the liability is limited. B is also the co-partner of the family, joint Hindu family, the liability is limited. Whereas for Karta, being the senior most member of the family, his liability is unlimited. That is, his personal properties is also taken to repay the debts. Okay. Now see here, except the Karta, the liability of all the members is limited to the share in the business. The amount of debts can be recovered from the personal property also in case of Karta. Okay. Next is permanent existence. Now, if any member of the family is suffering from any illness, or he is an insolvent. Insolvent means not able to settle off his own debts itself. Okay, that kind of person we call it as insolvent, insolvency. Okay, not capable to repay his own debts. Debts means current. Okay, lunacy. Lunacy means a kind of mental illness. Okay, so partly, sometimes they may be normal, sometimes they may be abnormal. That kind of behavior we call it as lunatic person. Okay, and if a person dies, if a co-partner dies, or if they are lunatic person, or if he is insolvent, that does not affect the business. The business keeps going on. Joint Hindu family business keeps going on. Okay. So the death, lunacy or insolvency of any member of the family does not affect the business. Existence of the business of joint Hindu family. The family goes on doing its business. Next is implied authority of the Karta. Now, in a joint family firm, only Karta has implied authority. That is, the Karta can take his own decision without the consent of other members. Okay, so that is known as implied authority of Karta. So a Karta has implied authority to enter into a contract for debts and pledge the property of the firm for the ordinary purpose of the business of the firm. So when a Karta takes a decision, he need not consent with any other members of the family. Okay. Next, minor also kopasana. Minor means a person who is below 18 years. Okay. When a child is born in a family, that child also becomes the co-pasana of the family. Even the minor becomes the co-pasana, means he becomes the member of the family. Okay. Next, dissolution. Dissolution means the closing down. Okay, coming to an end. So the joint Hindu family can be dissolved only at the will of all the members. So all the members of the family must decide to close the business. Only then it will be dissolved. Okay. Any single member has no right to get the business dissolved. Okay. Now, what are the characteristics we saw? Governed by Hindu law, management is done by the Karta and all the other members are called as the co-pasanas. Membership by birth, liability, permanent existence, implied authority of Karta and minor also a co-pasana and dissolution. Okay.